There we go. The Chiefs put Nat Hackett, Russ, and the Broncos out of their misery, but they did give us a game. After going up 27-0 on classic vintage Pat plays, most people turned the game off. Then Mahomes played terribly, and the Broncos had a shot at the end. Do you think Mahomes is playing bad against bad teams and just, feeling himself a little bit too much? And does it concern you that the Chiefs don't play another real team into the playoffs?
No, it doesn't concern me. Like the Chiefs right now, I texted the TV producers because I want to do something with this. Let me see if they text me back this stat. No team in the league has more victories against playoff teams. Teams that are currently in the playoffs. The Chiefs are 5-2 against teams that are currently in the playoffs.
Okay.
The loss is no team has played more games and has a winning record against teams that are currently in the playoffs. So the Chiefs' schedule, very tough. We've talked about it. They're 2-0 against the Chargers. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Titans. They beat the Niners. There's the 5 wins. Their 2 losses are to the Bills and Bengals, okay? So, no, I'm not worried about the Chiefs not being tested. Yesterday's game was a pain in the ass in this regard. Kansas City played for 25 minutes and then thought they could just coast home, and they could have, but Patrick was careless with the football. But it is a bit of evidence of how spoiled we've become with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in this regard. First of all, he is now an utterly impossible 15-0 in his career in road divisional games. 15-0. No fan of the Chargers, Raiders, or Broncos has ever gone to one of their home stadiums and seen Patrick Mahomes do anything other than beat them. 10-0 in his career against the Broncos. Okay? Furthermore, he had maybe the single best play of the season yesterday.
Yeah.
The blind flip, the no look.
I'm not going to lie. The play kind of pissed me off.
Oh, DeMonze bet the under in that game and had under Mahomes passing yards.
Yeah.
And DeMonze, I got to tell you, I don't like DeMonze betting football. Not because I think you've been responsible with the amount of, like, you lost all your bets yesterday, and did you lose even $100? Oh, did you?
No.
No, it was less than that. Right? Thereabouts?
Yeah.
Maybe you pressed a little late and didn't tell me.
Maybe like 80, maybe.
80, right. Which is, so my point is, even when you have a terrible day, you're being responsible with the amount that you bet.
Yeah.
So that's not why I hate you gambling. I hate you gambling because you start the day with such excitement and in such a great mood, and you're into all the games. And then because all your bets are these 7 or more leg parlays, as soon as a parlay is dead, all of a sudden I look over, DeMonze's half watching the game, playing Clash of Clans, angry, and then the 4 o'clock window starts and that excitement is back briefly. He's like, oh, I've got all these things going. And then the moment one of them's dead, he's just gone, just disappears for hours. And it's just a bummer. It's like, oh, this is fun days. But the days you win, you're with me the whole time. You're into it. All right. But back to the game. Mahomes' flick to Jerick McKinnon is one of the best plays of the year by anyone. And the touchdown pass that sealed the game to go up 34
when he got clapped.
To 21, when he got annihilated, was another one of the best plays anyone has made all year. Now, with that said, he was very careless with the football, and the 3 picks irritate you. But where I say we're spoiled is Mahomes is leading the league in passing yards by more than 450 yards. Jalen Hurts, who everyone wants to give the MVP to now, he has 1,000 more passing yards than him. Now, I understand Hurts been excellent running the football. When it comes to touchdown passes, Mahomes is at 33. No one else has more than 27. He leads Hurts in touchdown passes by 11. So this idea that Mahomes, now, was he careless with the football? Yes. And did the Chiefs think after the Mahomes flick and then the Russell pick six to go up 27-0, the game was over? Sure. Go ahead.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you think that game turns out if Russ doesn't get his concussion? Because it seemed like they were starting to get things going.
So here's where I think I don't think it changes it at all, because the Chiefs were never in risk of losing that football game. And the drive where Russ got a concussion, they scored a touchdown anyway.
Yeah.
Now they had to do it on 4th down. Like, that's to me a better argument if Rippon comes in and because they were down at the goal line after Russ's scramble, if they don't score there. But they scored there anyway. And so
fair enough.
Listen, the Chiefs were never losing that game. Is it a little irritating that Mahomes was careless at the very end of the first half? Sure. But does it concern me at all? Not in the least. The most important thing for Kansas City, the rest of the season, is to avoid what happened to the Niners yesterday, which is in a game you're blowing somebody out, one of their best players gets injured. So I know we're going to talk about the Niners in a minute. Deebo Samuel, I know everyone's like, oh, they don't think it's broken. They think it's a high ankle sprain. A high ankle sprain can knock a player out for 2 months. High ankle sprain can be as bad as a minor fracture. So the Chiefs got out of that game healthy and I'm sure irritated. Now, I'll tell you one last thing about the Chiefs. That defense got to step up. The defense is back to well below average. In Mahomes' career, 1 year, they have had a league average defense, and they won the Super Bowl. Like, the defense needs to play better.
Did Denver get their season high on the Chiefs yesterday?
Oh, by a mile. Yeah, absolutely. 4 touchdowns? No. That was the best Denver's offense has looked all year. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.